Good morning, greetings friends, and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado. I use nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and sometimes deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your health and vitality and well-being, and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body. You are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health challenge. That is why we are here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 33 years of practicing pharmacy, I've seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes, hypertension, obesity, skin diseases like psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, acne, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds. Recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle, but what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure. Because the human biological system is a healing system, it's a regenerating system. It is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis, and while some folks may call that a miracle, it really is just the way the body works. If you have questions about health, nutrition, prescription drugs, if you have a common or success story you'd like to share, if you want to wean yourself off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program, we are your go-to source for all things health and nutrition. 844-236-6010. 844-236-6010 is our number on The Bright Side. If you want to purchase longevity products, call 866-735-2470, or if you want to sign up to join the Brightside Ben team, 866-735-2470, or head to brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com, and purchase longevity products or sign up to join the Brightside Ben team right off the websites. And don't forget to take a look at truthtreatments.com for our Truth Skin Health products. Got specials and holiday and Black Friday discounts coming up here next Wednesday. We've got some new products, new sizes, lots of good stuff. And also, we've got a blog up at truthtreatments.com. And then lastly, I want to remind you that I will be doing a talk at my lab, 2240 Curtis Street, this Saturday, November the 23rd, 2019. November 23rd, 2019, year of our Lord. Just in case you're listening to this in the future. We'll talk about supplements. We're going to talk about how you can stay healthy with supplements, how you can use supplements to lower your blood pressure, how you can use supplements to take care of your psoriasis, how you can use supplements to have more energy, how you can use supplements to digest your food better, how you can use supplements and nutrition in general and the longevity products to just have a better life. We'll also talk a little skin health, too. That's at 11 a.m. this Saturday, November 23rd, 2019, 2240 Curtis Street in Denver, 80205. Please RSVP with Dr. Taylor Mitchell, 720-412-7744. So we know how many folks are going to be there. We've got some giveaways, some longevity products, Beyond Tangy Tangerine, and a few other things. So please call Dr. Mitchell, 720-412-7744 to RSVP. All right, welcome back to The Bright Side, where you have been talking about and will continue talking about my personal favorite organ, the one I know the most about in the body, which is an organ that is a poster child for demonstrating how unaware we are about how our bodies work. We take care of our skin in the same oblivious way we take care of our body, in the same way we don't look at the ingredient decks on our foods when we eat our Campbell's soup and our bread and our pasta and the processed food we eat. We don't look at the ingredient deck on our skincare products when we apply skincare, and we don't really know how to apply skincare. When we use skincare products, we just rub stuff on. That's just craziness from a biochemical point of view, to just rub stuff on. The skin is not just a surface. We look at the skin and it appears to be a surface. That's what it appears to be, like a tabletop. And so you're sure when your tabletop is dusty, you spray your furniture polish on it and you just wipe it down. You don't think about it. And we look at the skin like it's a tabletop. We just rub stuff on. It flies in the face of what's really happening in the skin, which is organ-like, because the skin's an organ. It's moving, it's dynamic, it's got hormones, it's got chemistry, things are growing, all kinds of actions happening, and because we don't see it that way, we are blown away when all of a sudden we get psoriasis or eczema. We have no clue what to do. And unfortunately, our healthcare professionals don't know necessarily either. Although it's changing, I will say, we're starting to learn more about the skin, and the information is leaking out into the medical model. But still, you have a rash, you're going to get a steroid cream. The whole idea of steroid creams, by the way, worked. The whole philosophy of steroid cream developed or is effective, I should say, because the skin is a steroid hormone organ. The skin makes steroid hormones, and the skin responds to steroid hormones. The steroid hormones are your hormones of life management. When we think about the steroid hormones, a lot of times we think of stress, and it's true. Cortisol is a stress hormone. But in general, the steroid hormones are about life management. The steroid hormones, testosterone, DHEA, progesterone, pregnenolone, cortisol, excuse me, even vitamin D, which is a steroid hormone of sorts, help the body in general handle the stresses of life, help the body respond to stresses in a productive and effective way, and in the same way that these steroid hormones help the body respond to the stresses of life, the steroid hormones in the skin help the skin respond to the stresses of life. And guess what? Our skin makes cortisol. Our skin makes estrogen. Our skin makes testosterone. Our skin is responsive to these hormones. Our skin makes, and by our skin I mean our skin cells, the so-called keratinocyte. In biology, cyte means cell. Keratinocyte is a keratin-making cell. That's the name of the skin cell. That's the biological name of the skin cell, the keratinocyte. Why is that important? Because, well, first of all, it tells you that you've got something making keratin. That's kind of fascinating right there. We're going to talk about that because that plays a huge role in skin health. And secondly, you've got a living cell in there. The skin is not some inert substance that you can just rub stuff on. Not only that, but if you know what you're doing, now you can actually leverage the living cell's work. You can actually make the living cell do what you want it to do, or at least help it do what you want to do. That is grow. That is divide. That is make moisture factors. And when I say grow and divide, I mean grow and divide in a healthy way, in a stable way. If we understand the skin is not just like this inert covering or surface, now we understand that there's livingness in it, specifically living cells. Now we understand, number one, we don't want to just rub stuff on, create it willy-nilly without thinking about it. Just preservatives alone kill cells. Why'd you put something on your skin that kills cells? And then, on top of that, you can actually take advantage, if you understand the living cell nature of the skin, you could take advantage of it to heal faster, to make more moisture factors, to eliminate skin problems like psoriasis, eczema, and a specifically interesting problem, the problem that I find very interesting. It's one of the biggest complaints people have about their skin, and it's something we're going to spend some time here talking about because it's the classic hormonal issue that doesn't get treated as such, and that is melasma. Melasma is a fancy way of saying hyperpigmentation or dark spots. Dark spot formation. This is a very troublesome skincare issue, and if you're young, you don't appreciate it, how important it is, but once you get into your 40s or 50s or 60s, it becomes pretty significant. Ever wonder why that happens? Why does our skin get patchy and dark and get melasma as we get older? By the way, the same thing happens when you're on the birth control pill and there's a clue there, or when you're pregnant and there's a clue there, or when you're on hormone replacement therapy, there's a clue there. It's hormones. Specifically, it's the female hormone estrogen and also cortisol. Between estrogen and cortisol, you have your two major melasma factors. Your two major causes of melasma have to do with how the skin itself is processing female hormone estrogen and also stress hormone cortisol. And men make estrogen too, so it's not just a female problem, although it is largely a female problem, melasma. Changes in estrogen production, changes in stress hormone. And when I say stress, I'm not just talking about on the skin, I'm talking about inside the body. Stress inside the body will upregulate cortisol, which will then trigger the cortisol-sensitive pigment cells in the skin. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. We'll continue this discussion when we come back from our break. 844-236-6010 is our number. Got lines open. We'll be back after this. back on the bright side. Got lines open. 844-236-6010 is our number. If you want to, if you have questions about skin health or skincare products or ingredients or formulations, or of course a success story you'd like to share, if you just want to contribute to the conversation, 844-236-6010 is our number on the bright side. Longevity products can be purchased at brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com, or you can call 866-735 2470, 866-735-2470, and you can also sign up to join the Brightside Ben team off the websites or by calling 866-735-2470. That's brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, and criticalhealthnews.com. And check out Truth Skin Health products at truthtreatments.com. Truthtreatments.com. Never any preservatives, fragrances, fillers, waxes, emulsifiers, water, oil, silicone, nothing your skin doesn't need or doesn't want in any of our Truth Skin Health products. 100% active and functional. Truth Skin Health products are the quintessential nutritional supplements for your skin if you're dealing with aging skin, or if you're dealing with darkening skin, pigmentation problems, hyperpigmentation, dark spots, melasma. There's a autoimmune disease that's the opposite of hyperpigmentation, the opposite of melasma, and that's called vitiligo. And that's where you get white patches instead of dark patches. Your body, in an autoimmune fashion, will kill the pigment cells. It's an autoimmune disease. And like all autoimmune diseases, vitiligo needs to be addressed at the immune system level, which is the digestive system, primarily. I don't want to talk about vitiligo now, though, but we will. I want to talk about the pigmentation process, and pigmentation and hyperpigmentation. It's a serious issue, and it's not the sun. The sun gets blamed for the hyperpigmentation, but it's not the sun. Under conditions of under normal, healthy conditions, the sun will just give you a tan. But when you get these blotchiness, these blotches that happen on the face, but it can happen on the arms too, you're pretty much dealing with a hormone issue, cortisol and estrogen primarily. Cortisol is stress hormone. Estrogen is also a type of stress hormone. So if you have an issue with melasma, hyperpigmentation, you probably want to work on it internally primarily. I'm going to tell you some topical things that you could do, but the first thing you want to do if you find yourself getting these kinds of spots, you want to start to address hormone issues, particularly by using Ultimate EFAs. Your Ultimate EFAs are precursors to various inflammatory hormones. The Ultimate EFAs, essential fat, next to minerals, essential fatty acids are probably the most confusing of all the subjects in nutrition. Essential fatty acids. There's two major terms. There's two major points or components to the phrase essential fatty acids. There's essential, and then there's fatty acids. Fatty acids is a little confusing, so we'll just say fats. Essential fats. We don't need to know that they're fatty acids. Essential fats. They're essential and they're fats. These are fats that act like vitamins in the sense that your body cannot make them, but they're required for biology. And they are unbelievably valuable for anything that has to do with inflammation and anti-inflammation. But as a bonus, they also have estrogen-like properties. They have hormone-like properties, particularly omega-6s. You need both of them. That's true. They're both involved in the production of inflammatory hormones and anti-inflammatory hormones, or chemicals, we'll say. They're called eicosanoids. I don't want to get into too much chemistry here, but the essential fatty acids, omega-3s and omega-6, get turned into hormones of inflammation and anti-inflammation. Guess what else they get turned into? Endocannabinoids. EFAs are modified. In fact, endocannabinoids are modified EFAs. When I say gets turned into something, I mean they basically have a little tweak. So you can think of endocannabinoids, that is cannabinoids in the skin, as essential fatty acid derivatives. They're basically modified essential fatty acids. You make endocannabinoids by taking EFAs. Yes, that means you can have an endocannabinoid deficiency. Endocannabinoids are these, just to put it simply, they're hemp or marijuana-like molecules, or they're contained in hemp and marijuana, we'll say. But they're also in oregano, and they're in sage, and they're in white willow, and they're in thyme, and they're in various other herbal material. In fact, pretty much all botanicals have some cannabinoids in them, and they're made in your body, where they have a calming effect, where they have an anti-inflammatory effect, where they have an anti-seizure effect, where they have a mood-enhancing effect. These endocannabinoids are EFAs, tweaked, modified EFAs. Does it make you want to take some essential fatty acids? It should. They're all from your ultimate EFAs. And as far as the skin goes, if you take essential fatty acids out of the diet, skin problems ensue. So first thing, if you're dealing with melasma, get yourself on some EFAs. If you're considering hormone replacement therapy, get yourself on some EFAs. If you're experiencing any skin issue, inflammatory skin issue like psoriasis or eczema, or if you have dry skin, get your ultimate EFAs. Take them with your digestive enzymes. Make sure you're using fat-supporting supplements too. Digestive enzymes and apple cider vinegar primarily, but also probiotics. This is all for melasma that's related to estrogen. You can also use progesterone cream. I love progesterone cream. It's completely non-toxic. The worst that happens if you put too much on, you'll get a little tired. Use progesterone. Don't fall for the drug version of progesterone either that you get with a prescription. Use progesterone cream. You can also use topical strategies to get rid of melasma, and that's pretty much what most people will do. The problem with that is, while retinol and vitamin C and exfoliation techniques can really lighten the skin and even your skin tone pretty darn dramatically, as long as you have the underlying hormonal imbalances, it'll probably come back. That being said, retinol and vitamin C are the two most powerful topical skin lighteners that aren't drugs. Hydroquinone is pretty powerful. Hydroquinone is the go-to skin lightening agent. It's the number one primary skin lightening agent that you'll get if you go to a dermatologist. You'll get hydroquinone. Standard dose 4%, although I personally in my compounding pharmacy, I was making 10, 15, even 20% hydroquinone solutions, and that stuff really worked. But there is the little problem of toxicity associated with it. It comes from benzene, which is a really toxic substance. It's not benzene. It's just pretty toxic, hydroquinone. You can't use, the FDA doesn't suggest that you don't use it for a long period of time, that you take breaks, because hydroquinone can actually kill pigment-making cells, causing permanent hypopigmentation. That's permanent skin lightening. Personally, I would stay away from hydroquinone. Hydroquinone, if you ate it, would be very, very toxic. It could kill you if you ate it. And considering it's not any more effective than plain old retinol, which is vitamin A, I think it's a no-brainer. With retinol, not only are you not going to have to deal with toxicity, get the same skin lightening properties, but not only do you not have to deal with toxicity, but now you got anti-aging benefits. You got skin smoothing and skin softening benefits. You get more collagen, more high hyaluronic acid, more youthful skin, more fading of fine lines. I'm telling you, retinol is a go-to active ingredient for the skin, and if you're not using it because of its somewhat deserved reputation for being aggressive, you're missing the boat on anti-aging skincare. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. We'll be back on the bright side right after this. On the bright side, Pharmacist Ben here. We're on the air Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 Pacific and 10 to 11 Central Time, 24/7 on our archive page at brightsideben.com, and also pharmacistben.com and criticalhealthnews.com if you want to purchase longevity products or sign up to join the Brightside Ben team. Truth Skin Health products can be had at truthtreatments.com. And please head over to our Facebook page, our Brightside Facebook page, if you're interested in keeping up with our Brightside exploits, which are really just posts and videos. And hopefully I'll be doing a live here sometime in the near future. So head over to, and also if I do talks, they'll be advertised on our Brightside. Just Google the Brightside or search the Brightside in your Facebook search bar. And speaking of talks, I'll be doing one this Saturday, November the 23rd, 2019, at my lab, 2240 Curtis Street, Denver, Colorado, 80205. And We'll talk about the longevity supplements. We'll talk about generally how you can use supplements to have a better life, to feel better, to feel stronger, to have better skin, to have a stronger immune system, to increase and improve your longevity, how you can use supplements to accomplish all these goals. We'll talk about that in the longevity products. Probably talk a little bit about skin too. That's this Saturday, November 23rd. 2019, 2240 Curtis Street, Denver, Colorado, 80205. Please, and we'll also give away, we're going to give away a bunch of freebies. So please call Dr. Mitchell to RSVP 720-412-7744. 720-412-7744. All right, we are back, and we're talking about estrogen. I'll get you calls here in just a moment. I want to thought I'd read a couple stories here, and then we'll get your call. So hang tight. This is about vitamin D. Interestingly enough, vitamin D epidemic. There's actually, I don't know if you probably heard about the vitamin D deficiency disease epidemic. We've been talking about it for a while. How vitamin D deficiencies are behind a lot of autoimmune problems. Vitamin D is a life-stabilizing molecule. It's a anti-stress molecule, a molecule of living. It's a summertime molecule from an evolutionary biology standpoint. The summertime is when we're out doing things, so we were most at risk in the summertime. Vitamin D is a summertime vitamin. It's a protective vitamin. Very important for the immune system and for autoimmune diseases. Dermatologists will give you vitamin D cream for your psoriasis. Psoriasis is an autoimmune disease of the skin, and vitamin D protects and stabilizes the immune system. So I'll give you vitamin D cream called Dovanex, which is a vitamin D cream, or they'll tell you to go out in the sun or under a sun lamp, all of which works. The Dovanex doesn't work as well as the sun lamp does, but the point being vitamin D plays a very important role in the immune system, in the skin, and the immune system in general. Now, a new meta-analysis from the Rath Foundation, or published on the Rath Foundation website, and if you're interested in good health, you might want to check this guy out, Dr. Matthias Rath, the Rath Foundation. A new meta-analysis has found that vitamin D deficiency is associated with increased risk of atrial fibrillation, most common form of irregular heartbeat, and also a most frequent cause of strokes. Over 33 million people worldwide are estimated to be suffering from atrial fibrillation, also known as AFib. This is from the Nutrition Journal. An analysis examined 13 different studies. They found that vitamin D deficiency is associated with an increased risk of atrial fibrillation, AFib. If you go to the doctor, you're going to get a beta blocker for your AFib, calcium channel blocker perhaps for your AFib. Those are drugs that slow down the electrical conductivity in the heart, and they'll decrease the likelihood of fibrillation. But it's not such a great idea to do that unless you have an emergency, and beta blockers and calcium channel blockers have a reputation for being super toxic substances. And guess what else now we know about beta blockers? Beta blockers are associated with skin inflammation. The inflammation that causes psoriasis can sometimes be triggered by beta blockers. Reading from the journal Autophagy, Why Beta Blockers Cause Skin Inflammation. Beta blockers are often used to treat high blood pressure and other forms of cardiovascular disease. However, in some patients, it's been known to trigger immune-mediated inflammatory reactions, i.e. psoriasis. Just underscoring the idea that you cannot take a prescription drug and be better off for it. Do you need prescription drugs? Sometimes you do. But if you are on taking prescription drug chronically, you're taking it every day, you're taking it for months or years, your number one health challenge should be to wean yourself off that prescription drug. And there's no better way to do it than to wean yourself on a nutritional supplement program. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. Let's say good morning to Grace in Florida. What's up, Grace?
Good morning. How are you, the Pharmacist Ben?
I'm doing good. What's going on? You're in Miami, right?
Yeah, Miami Beach.
Lucky you. Yeah. You're not in the city of Miami. You're in Miami Beach?
Yeah, I'm on the beach, 7 blocks from the ocean.
Oh, my goodness. Lucky you.
Yes, I am lucky. I have a question regarding the progesterone. Aren't you compounding it yourself?
You're not
I
supposed to
thought
know
you
that
said you were
yet.
going to do it.
You're not, did I say that? That's kind of a
Yeah, I
secret.
know you've mentioned it. I listen to you daily, so I know you've mentioned it.
Okay, I will be doing, yes, I guess the secret is out now, but I just don't know when. I'm trying to do it by sometime at the beginning of next year. I'm trying to get my compound because
okay.
I have some friends that I bless with some progesterone cream, and it works really well. It's amazing stuff. I am a big believer. I've been making progesterone cream now for almost 20 years, probably over 20 years, since the mid-90s. I've been making progesterone cream. It's amazing, amazing stuff for people who have PMS, for people going through menopausal symptoms like hot flashes, for preventing some of the age signs of skin aging that are linked to estrogen but are really progesterone issues. You know, progesterone makes your body more sensitive to estrogen. So you can get estrogenic effects with progesterone without having to deal with the toxicity of estrogen. And again, I've said this before, but estrogen toxicity is really about the breakdown of estrogen. So the less work you give your detoxification system to clear out estrogen, the better off you're going to be. And using progesterone cream is a great strategy because that allows you to get estrogen effects without the estrogen. So I'm a fan.
Yes, no. I've been using over-the-counter products, but I feel like
what are you using? Now, yam is not
just
progesterone. I should tell you this. They have these. Yam is not progesterone.
Yes.
So okay, go ahead.
That's
what are you using?
Progest. Is it by Emerita?
Okay, I'm pretty sure that's real progesterone. Yeah, is it 2%? Does it say what it is?
I don't have it in front of me, but it does say what it is. But I guess I'm assuming that must mean I need a higher dosage. But I was hoping to be able to get yours.
Well, I'll let you know when you can, but it won't be. I'm hoping it's sometime by sometime at the beginning of next year is what I'm hoping for.
Will we need a prescription for it?
No,
or would
no.
It be something like,
you don't need a prescription for
great.
progesterone. The hormones that appear early in the hormone flow chart, if you will, the DHEA, progesterone, and pregnenolone, you don't need a prescription for. And they're all three very effective hormones that you don't need prescriptions for. They're still hormones, so you don't want to just take them, you don't want to go crazy with them, but you should definitely be leveraging them, in my humble opinion, particularly DHEA as we get older, pregnenolone if you're dealing with stress issues, and progesterone if you want to bump up your estrogen levels without having to deal with taking estrogen. All right, thanks for your call. Appreciate it, Grace.
Thank you.
Have an awesome day.
Thank you.
I'm Pharmacist Ben. We're coming back with Misty Cogdill. We're going to talk about handwriting in this next. All right, we're back on the bright side. I'm Pharmacist Ben, and we're going to talk for the next few minutes to my friend Misty Cogdill, who is she does a graphics personality analyst, a GPA, and she studies handwriting and how handwriting is linked to your thoughts, to your personality, and I would assume ultimately your health. Please welcome to the bright side, Misty Cogdill. Hey, Misty. Misty. No? You there?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Hi, Misty. Hey, welcome to the
Hi.
bright side, Misty. Good to talk to you.
Sorry about that. Good.
All right, no worries. So handwriting, I want to talk, you're a graphics personality analyst, a graphology personality analyst. Is that how you say it?
Yes,
GPA.
I've been studying handwriting passionately for the last 8 or 9 years. It all started with my story of my last name, obviously, is Misty Cogdill. But when I got married when I was 22, and as a female, you change your last name. And nobody told me anything that when I changed my last name, I would experience myself as different. And it took about a year of being married and obviously writing a new last name. And I noticed a dramatic change in my personality. My friends noticed it. My husband at the time noticed it. My mom noticed it. All my family noticed it, and I didn't know why. And then, obviously, the marriage did not work out. And when I was 28, got my maiden name back, and it took about a year. And I noticed that I was back to my old self again. I had my bubbly personality. I was who I knew myself to be before I was married. And that led a lot of questions, a lot of trying to figure out, well, what happened? And I found all the answers in graphology and in handwriting. And so I've been studying it passionately ever since for the last 8 years, and understanding how when a woman changes her last name, she changes her signature, and therefore you change your personality traits are a reflection of your handwriting, because your handwriting is a graphic representation of your thought patterns. So I've been very passionate about it and could talk for a long time about it, but I'm happy to answer any questions.
Yeah. How does it work both directions? Like, for example, your personality is reflected in your handwriting, but can you change your handwriting to change your personality?
Yes, you can. I actually noticed a dramatic difference as well with just in my first name, the way I wrote my first name, the way I wrote the letter M, the way I wrote the letter T. I actually changed it up and noticed a major difference in how I thought about myself, as well as how I just saw the world. For example, when you write the letter T in Miss T, I had a big loop in there. My grandma had it too. A lot of my family members did, and you don't think anything of it. You just think no big deal. Well, when I changed it and I got rid of that loop and I started writing and crossing all my T's on top and not having a loop at all, I noticed that I wasn't attracting hurtful experiences with people as much anymore. So it was an energy that was being created. It was almost like a self-sabotage in my signature that I was able to eliminate by changing the way I wrote it differently.
Okay, so I want to get into some specifics here. So for health, for somebody who's not feeling healthy in some way, or does the specific health challenge matter, or just to be generally physically well, are there certain handwriting things you could do?
When it comes to health, I definitely think health is a big reflection of your mindset. And the way you write each letter is a reflection of a healthy mindset. So in order to have a healthy mindset, obviously you can write differently. The way we were taught in grade school, all of it is a reflection of ego thought patterns. And there's been a study done that obviously now you can write in a way that doesn't reflect ego thought patterns, which can have you rise to your highest and best self. Steve Jobs talks about this dramatically as well. But to make a long story short, yes, your mindset, when you start writing differently and you start writing and you're eliminating any self-sabotages in your signature, it'll give you a healthy mindset, a healthy reflection, a healthy viewpoint, which in terms can have you start taking different actions with your health. Maybe you don't like to go work out, and changing a couple of the way you write certain letters can have you motivated to go to the gym.
Are there specifics that you can say how to do an M, how to do an A, how to do your name? Can you give me specifics? How would I change my signature, for example? Or what does it even mean? What does Ben mean? B-E-N. So
B is actually one of my favorite letters in the alphabet. Every letter reflects a certain characteristic trait. And the letter B, the reason why it's one of my favorites, it's because it's about a win-win situation. So when you write the B, you always want to have the bottom half obviously bigger than the top half. And I'd have to kind of show you on paper. It's hard to
Okay, but what would that do for me now? Because I'm doing a B right now, and I'm noticing, my bottom is way bigger than my top. My top is very skinny compared to my bottom. What does that mean?
So the letter B is all about a win-win situation. So it's about everybody winning. You're always looking for a way for everybody to win, not just you, not just them, but both. And the letter B, the top half is all about self-lovability. The bottom half is all about love for others. So you're coming from a balanced situation, and you're coming from always looking for a win-win situation for everybody.
Okay, and then E?
The E is all about shedding ego thought patterns. It's all about coming from within, listening to your intuition and knowing that you're not going to come from an ego place.
Could I draw in my E differently if I wanted to come more from or less from an ego place?
Yes. The way you write each letter, a lot of it, the way we were taught in grade school, obviously was not helpful. Because it does reflect a lot of limiting thought patterns, but there is a different way to write each letter that will reflect the best way for you to have the best thought patterns.
Well, so how do I learn this?
Well, I'd be happy to have a class with you sometime and show you online.
Is there someplace can we read about this? Is there some stuff that I want to know what each letter is and how I can draw each letter to write each letter to maximize my great qualities or whatever qualities I want to have. I aspire to.
Yeah, well, my teacher that I learned from was Vimala Rogers. Your Handwriting Can Change Your Life was a book that I read, as well as I studied up. Steve Jobs studied with her as well, and it's called the Vimala alphabet was where I learned everything from.
And that's her alphabet?
That's what she spent 26 years studying she took on one letter for a whole year and studied all the great leaders, all the great thought patterns possible. She did a major study on it, and
so
definitely knows her stuff.
The Vimala alphabet is the letters drawn for maximum benefit or optimizing your well-being. Is that correct?
Correct.
Spell Vimala alphabet, or Vimala.
So Vimala is Vimala, and then her last name Rogers, Rodgers.
Okay, she wrote Your Handwriting Can Change Your Life. I think I've seen that book, actually. And the Vimala alphabet is a way to draw letters optimally to optimize well-being. I said that correct?
Yes.
Okay, that's beautiful. And then is it all cursive? What's the difference between people who write or writing in cursive versus just block letters?
If you write in block letters, which actually a lot of military men and women are guided to do, write in block letters when you're in the military, and it actually puts up walls around your heart,
really?
so that you can deal with tough situations. So, obviously in the military, people who have to deal with a lot of death or anything like that, it puts walls up around your heart so you can handle those situations a little bit easier. But when you come back into the real world and you're trying to be emotional, let's say intimate with your spouse, it's not as easy. You're very disconnected from your spouse that way.
Interesting. So people coming back from Iraq should start to write in cursive. Should make sure that they're writing in cursive, more flowing, which makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I strongly feel like PTSD can be healed, or a part of healing can be done through changing up their handwriting, as well as alcoholics and drug addicts. I've met several drug addicts and alcoholics in my past from people that, were around that school and stuff like that. You can see in their handwriting, you can see exactly where they're limiting themselves and where they're keeping themselves stuck in their handwriting patterns and in their signature, why they might have the addictions that they do.
Hey, we're out of time, Misty. Thank you so much. That was very, very enlightening. The book is Your Handwriting Can Change Your Life, Vimala Rogers. Hey, Misty, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right, take care. That was Misty Codgill. That was kind of interesting. Your handwriting can change your life. All right, that's it for now. Thanks for listening to The Bright Side, friends. Have a beautiful, wonderful, awesome, spectacular day. I'm Pharmacist Ben. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye for now.